Welcome everybody to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm Skratch. Platinum just released some juicy news, or I mean they're not that juicy, not as usual, but guess what? We're gonna have another one. We're gonna have another fusion. I know it just ended. Calm down everybody, calm down. Platinum wants to give you more work, so we're gonna have another fusion. Welcome to Raid Fusion Legends. We have minimum breaks in between fusions. This is like so out of nowhere. I was not expecting to see another fusion this month, but seems like why not, okay? Why not just get another fusion? This is gonna be a fragment fusion. Basically, you just collect the fragments, you go to your portal, and you're gonna summon the fragment champion that you're gonna have available. Pretty straightforward. Now, the previous fusion was kind of like a fairly easy skip, right, for a lot of people. I feel like this one is kind of gonna be in the same situation. I don't mind when they're releasing fusions like this because having a small break is amazing. We have so many fusions for the last 20 plus months. I feel like every single month we had at least one fusion, sometimes two. When they're trying to do this all the time, they're constantly keeping all of you guys busy, all of us busy actually, because you're going to be focused only to open shards during fusion, only build champions during fusion, only level up artifacts during fusions. And all this, it just keeps you so focused on fusions that you just don't get to enjoy the game as we used to do before. And you just don't get to build champions that you want to experiment with because all your resources are being focused on fusions. So when we have bad fusions or having breaks in between fusions is amazing. Now, enough with all this talking, let me just bring up the fusion champion. On Thursday, August the 25th, that's in exactly 3 days, we're planning to launch a champion fragment event with a new champion, Nogoryo, faction Shadowkin, rarity epic, woohoo! It's not a legendary, so a lot of us can actually skip it. It's much easier to get epic champions. One thing, so this is a warning, right? Just because he's an epic champion, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easier to get a fragments than for a legendary champion. Whenever we had epic fusions, they always kind of equaled a legendary fusion. It's not easier at all. I don't know if this is going to be different or no, but just a warning, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, this is an attack-based magic affinity champion. From the Shadowkin, Nogoryo is a strong epic damage dealer whose skill set is heavily influenced by increased attack buff, like any attack champion. So if you don't have a good damage dealer yet, he can easily fill that spot. Let's take a closer look at his kit. Now, I wish I could see the multipliers now so I can tell you guys, do it or don't do it. But guess we're gonna have to wait a little bit before so I can actually give you the right info for the multipliers. With the A1, he attacks an enemy twice and deals an additional hit if he's under increased attack buff. He also has a chance to place block active skills debuff with each hit. Now, if he has the multipliers that Phoenix has, he can be very nice. Using A2, Nogoryo attacks one enemy and places block buffs for 2 turns. That's not all. If he's under increased attack buffs, Nogoryo will steal all buffs from the target enemy before even attacking. Now, do we need accuracy for that? I think we do. So if this cannot be resisted, this is pretty freaking pointless because you're gonna need accuracy. Nothing in his kit needs the accuracy. Nothing that's gonna make you like, okay, I wanna drop the accuracy because it's so freaking important for his A1. He's a damage dealer. You're gonna wanna have damage over that, you know? Of course, for faction wars, if it's needed for faction wars, you can run accuracy on him, don't get me wrong. Nogoryo's A3 is an AoE attack. He also helps himself to use this skill more often as he decreases the cooldown by 1 turn when attacking under an increased attack. With the help of the passive skill, Nogoryo places an unremovable increased attack buff on himself whenever an enemy's HP drops below 30%. So he can be good for the faction wars. That's 100% a fact. Is he really needed for this faction as an epic damage dealer? Wasn't it better if we were getting a Skinwalker instead? I'm just saying it. I feel like, look how many epics we have in here already. We have decent damage dealers. I feel like it was a bit better if we were getting something here. Epic fusion was gonna be more relevant to the entire player base. Like this, I'm not feeling the mojo, but basically this is the champion. Pretty cool looking fella. I like the design on the champion. Now, his skills, right? Let's have it better on paper. His A2 is on a 4-turn cooldown. Is a single enemy hit. Nothing amazing. Nothing amazing whatsoever. His A3, AoE on a 5-turn cooldown. This is a bit... We need to have that increased attack to get it knocked down to a 3-turn cooldown, probably. I would assume that getting him booked is only gonna drop that skill to a 4-turn cooldown. If it's gonna drop it to a 3-turn cooldown, and then when you use the skill, it's gonna drop down to a 2-turn cooldown, I could see some nice potential out of him, but that's something that we gotta see once we're gonna have the champion in game. I'm not 100% sure if we're actually gonna get access to the test server. Now, for his passive, placing the increased attack after you attack somebody to drop the HP under 30%, I feel like is not the most valuable passive, because you need to attack somebody to get him under 30% HP to gain the increased attack on him so he can actually do damage after. So you might need to bring either another damage dealer in your team to do that so he gets increased attack, or it's just easier to bring in increased attack and just forget about his passive. Of course, if he gets that increased attack with his passive, nobody can actually remove the buff from him. If you're gonna use him in arena, playing with his passive is not gonna work. It's not gonna work good for most of the teams. Even if you're in bronze, you still need to coordinate your team better. Bring in a CC instead, bring in an increased attack, and he's gonna do damage like that. Not rely on somebody else to deal the damage so he can gain increased attack so nobody can remove it. It's just not gonna work out in arena. So his passive, I feel like, is definitely a no-go. Is a pretty bad passive. But if you're taking him in faction wars without having an increased attack champions, you're prioritizing him to use the A2, the A1 before, he's gonna get an increased attack, and then that's gonna help him with the A3. If he deals enough damage, of course. The main idea is how good are the multipliers on him. That's something that's gonna be very, very important. The skill tomes, how much damage we're getting on each one of the skills. I'm not putting my money on his A2 because honestly, it just doesn't feel that great. You're still gonna need the accuracy for that block buffs, for the block active skills on the A1 if needed. And how I mentioned, yeah, it could be decent for faction wars. Block buffs is not gonna be game changing in faction wars by any means. The increased attack, the damage, it could be. Now, if the A1 has crazy good multipliers like a Phoenix or anything like that, a Candraphone, that would be amazing. Then yeah, this is a hell yeah, go for the fusion because it's very, very powerful. Attacks one enemy 2 times, places an extra hit if this champion is under an increased attack buff. That can be very, very powerful. Imagine having 4 hits like a Phoenix. How nasty is gonna be. It's gonna obliterate pretty much every enemy. He's the right affinity for arena. So just imagine that skill going on a Duchess. 4 hits, bang, 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 destroy. It's not gonna have block revive or anything crazy like that, but having good damage is gonna be nice even for faction wars, for the bosses and stuff, or just all around will be pretty decent. I feel like you wanna start with the A2, get that increased attack, use the A3, use the A1, get a double hit with the A1, and that would make the champion pretty good. Now, if he gets a 20% damage boost on the A2, on the A3, sorry, on the A1, a 20-25%, or even a 30%, that would be very, very nice. How I mentioned, don't forget, just because it's an epic, it doesn't mean it's an easier fusion than a legendary champion. That was all for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. My opinion, as I see the champion so far, without knowing the multipliers, just assuming that they're not that amazing, this champion can be an easy skip for me. Let me know your thoughts. What are you guys thinking? If the multipliers are going to be good, you think you're going to have a use for this champion in your arena team, in your faction war team, considering that we have so many other decent champions in that faction. How I mentioned, that was all. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to smash that like, subscribe for more content, turn on all notifications to make sure you won't be missing any of the future videos. I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.